you are self-employed, running a small business, freelancing, working as an independent contractor, or earning income outside of a traditional job, Schedule C is one of the most important tax forms you will ever work with. It directly affects how your business income is reported, how your expenses are deducted, and how much tax you ultimately pay. Yet many people approach Schedule C with uncertainty, guessing through sections or relying on assumptions that are not actually correct. Schedule C is not just a form filed once a year. It is a financial snapshot of how your business operates. It shows how money comes in, how money goes out, and whether your business is profitable. When prepared carefully and accurately, it supports legitimate deductions, reduces unnecessary tax liability, and protects you if questions arise. When rushed or misunderstood, it can quietly cost you money or create issues that are far more stressful to correct later. At NuTax, Schedule C is one of the most common forms we help business owners with. We work with clients every year who are honest, hardworking, and genuinely trying to do things the right way. But they feel overwhelmed because no one clearly explained how Schedule C actually works. Most mistakes are not intentional. They come from misinformation, incomplete records, or advice that sounds right but is not accurate. This explanation is designed to slow things down and walk through Schedule C in a clear, realistic way. The goal is not to overwhelm you with technical language, but to help you understand what each section is asking for and why it matters. This is the same approach NuTax uses when guiding clients through their business taxes, so they feel confident instead of confused. Schedule C is used by sole proprietors, freelancers, gig workers, independent contractors, and single-member LLCs that are not taxed as corporations. If you run your business on your own and report business income on your personal tax return, Schedule C is usually where that income is reported. Many people do not realize how much influence this form has until they see how the final profit number affects the rest of their tax return. The purpose of Schedule C is straightforward. It reports how much money your business earned, how much it spent to operate, and whether it resulted in a profit or a loss. That final number affects income tax, self-employment tax, and future financial planning. This is why accuracy matters far more than most people realize. Before filling out Schedule C, preparation is critical. One of the biggest mistakes business owners make is opening tax software and immediately entering numbers without having their records ready. At NuTax, we emphasize that a clean Schedule C starts with organized records. Preparation means gathering all income records for the year. This includes 1099 forms, payment summaries from platforms, invoices, bank statements, and records of cash payments. It also means gathering receipts for expenses, mileage logs if you drove for business, and understanding how your business operated day to day. The more organized your information is, the easier and more accurate Schedule C becomes. Schedule C begins with basic business information. This includes your name, social security number, or employer identification number, business name if you have one, business address, and a description of what your business does. This description should be accurate and consistent. At NuTax, we ensure business descriptions remain consistent year to year to avoid unnecessary questions. You will also select an accounting method. Most small businesses use the cash method, meaning income is reported when received and expenses are reported when paid. This affects timing only. It does not change whether income is taxable. Many people misunderstand this and believe cash basis allows income to be ignored or delayed, which is not true. After the basic information is completed, the form moves into income. Income on Schedule C includes all money earned by your business, regardless of how it was paid. Checks, cash, bank transfers, online payments, tips, and app-based payments all count if they were earned through your business. A common myth NuTax sees is that only income reported on a 1099 counts. That is false. A 1099 is an information form, not a definition of income. Another myth is that cash income does not count. Cash income absolutely counts, and failing to report it often creates bigger problems than reporting it correctly. At NuTax, we help clients reconcile income by comparing bank deposits, platform summaries, and invoices. This ensures income is reported accurately and consistently. If refunds or returns were issued, those amounts may be subtracted where appropriate. Expenses come next, and this is where most errors occur. Business expenses must be ordinary and necessary. Ordinary means common in your industry. Necessary means helpful for running your business. Personal expenses do not qualify simply because you are self-employed. Advertising expenses include marketing, online ads, and promotional materials. Office expenses and supplies include items used to operate your business. Supplies are typically items that are used up while equipment may last longer and require different treatment. Vehicle expenses are often misunderstood. If you drove for business, mileage or vehicle expenses may be deductible, but documentation matters. Mileage should be supported by logs showing business use. NuTax emphasizes documentation because vehicle deductions are frequently reviewed. Meals are another area where mistakes happen. Not every meal eaten while working qualifies. Business meals require a legitimate business purpose, such as meeting with a client. Phone and internet expenses may be deductible to the extent they are used for business and often need to be allocated if used personally. Professional services include accounting, consulting, legal services, and business tax preparation. When business owners work with NuTax for business-related tax services, those fees may often qualify as a business expense. Rent, insurance, utilities, education directly related to your business, and software subscriptions may also be deductible if clearly connected to business activity. Each expense should make sense and be easy to explain. Other expenses should be labeled clearly and specifically, as vague descriptions create confusion. Once expenses are totaled, they are subtracted from income to determine net profit or loss. This number affects both income tax and self-employment tax. Guessing or inflating expenses can backfire. NuTax focuses on accuracy and clarity, not exaggeration. If your business sells physical products, you may need to complete the cost of goods sold section. This includes inventory purchases and costs related to products sold. Cost of goods sold should not be confused with general supplies. If you claim vehicle expenses, the vehicle information section must be completed accurately. This section asks about business use, total miles driven, and when the vehicle was placed in service. NuTax helps clients answer these questions consistently so claims align with records. Consistency from year to year matters. Sudden, unexplained changes in income or expenses can raise questions. Growth, new equipment, increased marketing, or changes in operations should be reflected logically. Record retention also matters. Receipts, mileage logs, and bank statements should be kept for several years to support what was filed. Schedule C connects to the rest of your tax return and affects estimated taxes. Many self-employed business owners are surprised at tax time because quarterly planning was missed. This is where NuTax goes beyond preparation and helps clients plan ahead so taxes are expected, not shocking. One final point many business owners overlook is that Schedule C is also a planning tool, not just a reporting form. The numbers you enter help determine whether you should adjust pricing, reduce unnecessary costs, or set aside more for taxes going forward. At NuTax, we often review Schedule C not only to file accurately, but to help clients understand what their numbers are really saying about their business and how they can make smarter decisions in the year ahead. Many business owners also overlook realistic expectations. A Schedule C showing no profit year after year may raise concerns even if expenses are legitimate. NuTax helps clients balance deductions with realistic reporting so the return reflects a real, sustainable business. If you ever feel unsure about whether something belongs on Schedule C, that hesitation is a signal to slow down and verify. Guessing is rarely the best option. NuTax helps clarify gray areas before they become costly problems. At the end of the day, Schedule C is about clearly and honestly reporting your business activity. When done correctly, it supports your financial goals instead of working against them. NuTax exists to help business owners feel confident, informed, and protected throughout that process. NuTax can prepare, review, and optimize your Schedule C to make sure it is accurate, supported, and aligned with your overall tax picture. Whether you are filing for the first time or correcting past mistakes, NuTax can guide you through the process with clarity and care. If this explanation helped you better understand Schedule C and your business taxes, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more clear, real-world tax guidance. Share this with another business owner who could use it. And if you want professional help with your Schedule C or your business taxes, reach out to NuTax. NuTax can help you file accurately, maximize legitimate deductions, and move forward with confidence.